welcome back. You're still watching the Good Morning Africa show here on Pan-African Television. This is the newspaper review segment. We've transitioned from the newspaper headline segment where we finished you with what's trending on the various newspapers. And this morning, here on the newspaper review segment, we're tabling topical issues for discussion. And I'm happy to invite you to be a part of our national discourse as you are part of nation building. And the number will be displayed subsequently. But I'm OHEMAA AGYEKUM, and I'm happy to have you here this morning. Now, I'll be introducing the topics and the guests to you, but do stay with us and be reminded that we are live on Facebook and all our social media handles are active, and we are very responsive as well. So once you send your messages, let us know, and we're going to attend to you. And also, as the conversations roll out, we'll be reading your messages via WhatsApp, text message, or even via Facebook. This morning, I'm happy to have here with me my panelists. One will be joining us shortly. But before I introduce my panelists, let me introduce to you what topics we are discussing this morning. This morning, we'll be looking at the reparatory justice framework to be hosted in Accra, which is a high-level dialogue this June this year. Also, President Mahama has called for laws to criminalize sex for jobs, job practices. We'll be looking at that as well. And Mahama pushing for powerful OSP despite legal storms. We'll be looking at that. Also, majority and minority clashes on BOJ revenue loss. And if we have time, we'll gloss over that as well. And so I go over them again. Reparatory justice framework. Accra to host high-level dialogue in June. Also, President Mahama calls for laws to criminalize sex for job practices. President Mahama again pushes for powerful OSP despite legal storms, and the majority and minority clash over BOG revenue loss. Now, this morning, in no particular order, let me say good morning to my guests and thank them so much for joining us. I have here with me ACHIAA Hamdatu Ibrahim, former CPP National Chairperson. Good morning, ACHIAA.
Good morning.
Very good to have you. You look amazing.
Thank you, and you too.
Thank you. I also have seated next to her Alimatu Isahak. She's a board member, the Hajj board, also a board member, Venture Capital Trust Fund. Good morning, Alimatu.
Good morning, darling. Good morning.
Good morning. And I mean, happy to see you again.
Happy to see you
This
again.
is the second time.
Yeah.
And I look forward to subsequent engagement. Especially that ACHIAA puts, the task to you to mentor a lot of young girls to also occupy positions like yours, and also give her one of your positions, one of your seats.
Give me
on the board.
As for me, they rejected me.
Oh, why?
I was giving the hard reason, and this woman said, no, Mama, do not agree. Oh, it's true.
On the Hajj board.
Yes.
And
I'm on air. Yes.
Wow.
Right.
Anyway, that's another matter.
For another day.
We are Muslims.
For God and for country.
We are Muslims. You know me, no matter the party that is in power, when it comes to our Muslim community issues, I try to get involved and help. So, even yesterday I spoke with the Hajj board chairman. He said he's still in Tamale, and everything seems to be moving on smoothly.
Very smooth.
We are just praying that in Accra normally it's in Accra that we have the problems.
Yes.
But I think the way they've arranged the thing this year, they did everything before. So there's nothing like coca. If you're going to hear any coca from them, they are foot soldiers.
All right.
So I wish them well.
Yeah. Thank you very much to my panelists. I'll be joined by Saka. We'll be joined by Saka.
I'm only joking. I'm just pulling their legs. I said I was there. They said I'm only joking.
Okay, so Saka Salia will be joining us very shortly on the show. But I thank my ladies for joining me, and I'm very excited because the topic, especially the second one that we'll be engaging on, and the the call from the president to criminalize sex for job practices. I'm happy that there's going to be a man here to, you know, speak the mind of
at all
men.
The topics, that's the one I'm interested in.
Yes, I'm also interested in that very much, because I can boldly say that most women have experienced that. I mean, if not actively, passively have experienced that. And even if it wasn't, you know, at the initial stage of you seeking a job, perhaps at your workplace, you know, certain opportunities that come that, you know, you're put into that quagmire of let me do this with you, let me do that with you before I can give you that promotion or that, you know, opportunity. All those ones, we will digest that here on the show. But thank you so much again for joining us and choosing us on this very important show. Now, let's go straight to our first topic for discussion this morning, and it has to do with reparatory justice framework. As Accra, we look to host the high-level dialogue in June, and the background story was captured in yesterday's newspaper, Inside newspaper. It says that the high-level consultative good faith dialogue to design a common framework on reparatory justice for submission to the United Nations will be held in Accra from June 17 to 19 this year. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, has announced the conference, to be hosted by President John Dramani Mahama in his capacity as the African Union champion on reparatory justice, is intended to consolidate international momentum and shape a structured, inclusive and action-oriented global pathway following the landmark United Nations resolution on the trafficking of enslaved Africans. Addressing members of the diplomatic corps in Accra on Wednesday, April 29, 2026, Mr. Ablakwa said the gathering was central to the resolution's call for good faith dialogue on reparatory justice. It goes on and on and on, but at least we understand where this emanates from. Not too long ago, President Mahama led a delegation to the United Nations headquarters in New York, where the call for the declaration that the transatlantic slave trade is the gravest crime against humanity. And most of the participating nations affirmed, you know, that and, you know, voted for the declaration. And now Accra is to host this high-level dialogue. Haja, let me start with you. In terms of the reparatory justice, she's going to come. I'm going to come to her. But in terms of the reparatory justice as a whole, what is your take on it? What do you think the outcome the outcome will be for us as Africans, and also the success? And Ghana being at the forefront of this, how does that make you feel?
First of all, let me say a very good morning to you, and then my niece here. Alimatu, I was going to call you Zainab. Alimatu, yeah. And then our cherished viewers out there. Yes, last night when I got the topic, in fact, yesterday I was somewhere and I watched the program where the foreign minister was addressing it, but the volume was so low that it was difficult. But I didn't know it was Ghana, because where I was, I said from there I was going to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs because I wanted some few clarification. Because if you're going to comment on something, you should be able to understand the whole issue. But I didn't know he held it in Ghana because he's a brother, you know, because I think as Ghanaians, it's hard time we shift from maybe just hearing something and then taking an entrenched position. If you don't really understand the thing, it is better you get the whole explanation from the source. He has an assistant that I called yesterday. He didn't pick out up. Maybe asked him 1 or 2 questions. But coming to this reparation issue, you know, we're going to have a dialogue. We went to the UN and then it was voted for. And it was agreed that it was the grievous, that's the word I am going to use. There's some people are saying that the crime against humanity and blah, 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 that was the grievous. And then I was happy that it is our government or our president that championed that cause. And then I was praying, because if you go with such a thing and then maybe you are defeated, it kind of demoralizes your own people, and they said, oh, if you're not going to do it, cry, then you understand. But at the end of the day, we sailed through, let me put it that way. And then Ghana, if you look at the African continent, Ghana, we are the torchbearers. So it's not surprising that the current president took that initiative, and you could see the way his foreign minister is very active when it comes to that. That takes me to when Uncle Pratt launched that book. And if I recall what the president said that day, I'm just going to paraphrase something, that when he read the book, you know, he wrote the forward. And then he, maybe if a consultation had gone earlier, maybe he would have even given more information, even put it in the book, because it's going to be a book that people will read, and then
maybe second edition.
So now,
hopefully,
now that we are coming to Accra for a dialogue, I really want to know what exactly we want to get from this initiative. Is it that we are going to create awareness, or because I don't know whether it was the minister or the president who said it's not about physical cash. I heard something like that. So therefore, we want the whole world and children, the younger ones, the younger generations, to know exactly where we came from and what our great-grandfathers went through. Even if today the president of America is telling us he's packing all of us out, he should know that it is our toil, our blood that built that nation. You understand? Because now, if we are going to say, give us compensation, in what kind? The compensation that will come to Africa is for them to stop milking us, milking our national resources. Now, that's what I will ask them. They should just hands off all our mineral resources. We should mine our own national resources, add value to it. If they want to buy, they can buy. And then I would like to see most of the resources that they took without any compensation, that they are putting, they have it in their museums and what have you. Are they going to give it back to Africa? I think those things that they took without our consent, not just the human being, but certain things that they took out of our countries, are they ready to give it back to us? And then that will serve as, maybe that will give us the historical aspect of the whole thing, that all of us were not there. Now we'll get to know that even though our people suffered, went and built another nation, and now we are being sacked from that nation, but at least we've been able to get back certain things that were taken. That's number one. Number two has to do with our natural resources. I'm praying and hoping that all the mineral resources in this country will be owned by Ghanaians. Why? Because when they own it, like the man that Ibrahim Mahama has taken over, I don't have any problem at all. Why? Because the money, now we are told they've been able to mine and giving Bank of Ghana some gold,
and also gold bought,
and then also gold bought. So which means that money is going to stay within the country. And then look at this social organizations like that do. It will benefit us, because Ibrahim Mahama is a brother. We say hi to each other. But currently, as I'm speaking with you, there's a patient that I introduced to the company that they are paying the bills. I can't go to any foreign company and then just talk, and then they will do that. So that is what we should be looking at as Ghanaians. NDC, MPP, CPP is dividing this country. So if the government of the day has been able to initiate this reparation agenda,
right,
let's also find out from the government exactly what is the rationale behind. How do they want to carry us along to really understand the concepts of this initiative? then we all say glory be to God. But because some people are thinking that we are asking for physical cash, they should pay us, this kind of thing. No. So I think we need some better clarification. Maybe since she's coming from the government side, maybe you have to have some more insight on what really this is all about. If not, I'm happy that it is Ghana that is championing it. We've been like that. Somebody will say frontliners, but if it comes to implementation, that's where we have a problem.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. For me, I just like every Ghanaian, I want answers to what we should expect.
Absolutely.
Because
absolutely.
There should be a reason why it's been held in Ghana. The fact that President Mahama, and the newspaper says that in his capacity as the African Union champion on reparatory justice, we could have held it anywhere in Africa. I mean, African Union is, it comprises a vast majority of African
maybe come to think of it, OHEMAA, since it was the initiative of Ghana and then we went to the UN, maybe hosting it somewhere might bring not confusion, but some people maybe are still wondering why. So let's come to the initiator of the whole thing and listen well.
So on that score I could understand, but I'm sure people are also asking questions. Let me come to you, Alimatu.
Okay.
What should our expectations be, and what concrete outcomes should we be looking forward to?
Okay. Good morning to you, and good morning to your cherished viewers. First of all, I would like to congratulate the Hajj Board for doing what it says it will do this time round, for ensuring that the mandate vested in the board, we did not disappoint the good people of this country. We did not disappoint the good people of this country. The board is led by Alhaji Tanko, the abled chairman and leader of the board, which has worked tirelessly over the past months to ensure that this year's Hajj become one that is the best. So far, so good. The team has worked collaboratively in Accra and currently in the north, airlifting pilgrims to Saudi. Today is the fifth flight, and then it will continue on, and then on the 11th we'll start from Accra. So I would like to congratulate the board once again for living up to expectation. This time round, like Haja was saying, this kuka, the noise making is so down because we have planned. We have planned ahead and foreseen in eventualities ahead and made plans to deal with all of that. So congratulations and kudos to the team once again, and congratulations to the leader and the board chair. So back to my good self, the only lady in the midst of all the men. In meetings, the only lady, in visiting places, the only lady, though sometimes it becomes a very uncomfortable situation, but the men have made it a very enjoyable one for myself because they are so accommodating, and they are acknowledging the fact that my presence and existence on the board is what reminds them of their mothers, of their daughters, of their wives, of their aunties, and the need for this country to move ahead, not only with men, but with the knowledge and the capacity of women. Okay, so back to the topic that we are discussing this morning. I would also like to congratulate the President, His Excellency the President, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We have heard before that the former President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, once raised this issue, but as usual, it became rhetoric. He raised the issue at the United Nations, and then, talking about it is not just enough, but it's about walking the talk. When His Excellency was sworn in, he was committed that for the service that our country has given to these developed countries, that has given them the advantage they have today, what do we have to show for that? we need to show to them that we have grown in terms of infrastructure, we have grown in terms of knowledge, we have the capacity and we have the knowledge to think about what gap that had left for us as a country. And so we have the special envoy for reparation, which is Dr. Eko Spiogabra. So you see, right from the start, you could see that this is a government that is bent on walking the talk. And so the special envoy, together with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who is an initiative taker, when these two people are at the front line, you have no doubt that the outcome you are expecting will be achieved. And so just as they tabled that before the United Nations with the overwhelming 2/3 majority amounting to, I think, 123 votes against 50-something abstention, the only countries that voted against was Argentina, United States, and Israel. These were the two countries that voted against it. Yes, and they said that they raised the issue that they lack clarity on the matter, but the Minister of Foreign Affairs had said that they spent so much time educating member nations of the United Nations about this reparation initiative led by Ghana. And most importantly, it is led by Ghana because we had a door of no return. So wherever they pick our colleagues from all the African countries, the buck stopped with Ghana. They passed through the door of no return. I had the chance of going there. If you hear the door of no return, you'll be wondering what will happen to you in there before you get out. But I mean, though it is not a comfortable place, but you get there and know that you are just walking through that small space and then not coming back. So this initiative is so commendable. And so after the United Nations and the fact that they had accepted that slave trade was the gravest sin against humanity, what next? Yes, what next? Because we had demands. We were expecting financial restitution. Yes, and then we were also expecting them to return our artifacts. And we had also made known to them that we do not expect cash. We expect investment in education. We expect investment in entrepreneurship. So, you know, in effect, what we are expecting is that the capacity you took away, find a way of bringing back that capacity to our people. And so Ghana has been the campaigners of this. In fact, recently, Ghana has been the leader of African countries, not just by the talk, but economic recovery, special initiative by this government. And so that has put our president, to be voted, but other African countries see the president and based on the initiatives of this country as the de facto leader of African countries. And so this could not have started or been done best by any other nation or any other country but Ghana. So after this, where do we go from here? This dialogue, this event is supposed to contextualize the whole conversation around this reparation, this slave trade. It's supposed to institutionalize it. It's supposed to put everything into paper. It's supposed to put systems and structures in place. After, and it's going to be, in attendance by heads of states, lawyers, historians, different stakeholders who had major stake or who have embodiment of knowledge to make meaningful contribution to the subject matter. And it will be crowned by a conference at the Old Castle, the door of no return. That is symbolic. And so if you want to have this conversation, you want to have it around where it occurred, actually, for the first of all, as a symbol for the symbolic purpose of the whole event. So This event is nothing but to have a conversation around it, to contextualize it, to build systems, and then forge ahead with this whole subject matter.
Right. Thank you very much, Alimatu. We've heard from AGYEKUM calls her the government spokesperson. But Alimatu has given us some context to.
She has given us the.
She's given us some context to what to expect, and somewhat the rationale behind Ghana hosting this very monumental dialogue. Our viewers also have something to say. This one says that this one is from Abbas Amogobo Offenso. Says President Mahama will deliver on all his promise to Ghana. We can see massive road construction everywhere, building of schools and others. Let's support him to build Ghana, right? We're actually very. I was expecting messages with regards to the reparations. To be honest, I'm not sure why the construction issue came in, but I'll take this opportunity again to wish all BC candidates well. ACHIAA and Alimatu, if you have any well wishes to send to BC candidates, let's do that. Let's do that for them this morning.
3 or 4. Rafia, Abdul Rashid. What's the other one's name? I call him my sister's boy. All of them in Bolga and across the country. Yesterday I listened to people who went to the centers across the country. I think it's very, very encouraging. They are talking to the kids, even admonishing parents not to overburden the children with maybe work. You've come and wash the bowls, do this. At least after a first day experience like that, the child must rest. Maybe reach about 3 hours or 2 hours, then you allow the child to go and rest. In fact, I saw that to be very, and I think that I have regional minister who happens to be our treasurer, Women Academy for Africa. When we went to Botswana, she was voted. That's Honorable Charity Gardner. She said that, when the male spoke, about 10 of them spoke. You see, I can't remember what they said, but with just one woman I can remember. That's how passionate we are when we see women leading them. And then in fact we have to congratulate Honorable Dr. Zanato for being elected as the 2nd Deputy Speaker of African Parliament. Africa, the whole of Africa. I salute you, my good sister, Honorable Zanato. You see, back to the BEC, I don't know whether we'll look at the way we do our exams in this country. The children are, some of them are as young as 11. You know that? 10, 12. And then we give them all to write in 1 week. Are we not overburdening our children? Are we not? You see, I am of the view that we should still look at our system of education very well. We just put all of them, boom, go and write all the subjects. Meanwhile, maybe if you go to SS, that's not what you are going to do. Yeah. Why don't we look at it this way? If you are going to do science, why don't you learn your science? If you're going to do arts, if you're going to do economics, you see that kind of thing. Because other jurisdictions, that is what they do. They don't overburden the children. We are so trapped in this country. Because yesterday,
my friend that ruminants, fortune-bed.
I don't understand.
I
don't. So you let them learn now, and then they don't even know what. And but one of them.
We are learning vacuum flask for what?
one of the people who spoke was saying that you give them how many subjects to write. Then when they go to SS, I think the first year they choose what they want to do.
Specializing.
Meanwhile, you've overburdened these children to go. Somebody will say, me, I'm going to do my home economics. What is this? Matter is anything that has weight and carry the occupied space. What is all this? We all went through that in secondary school. Yeah. So I think let's look at how our educational system is. And I was happy yesterday on Peace FM, they were discussing the former Minister of Education, how he was going about things, and then the current Minister of Education. We shouldn't look at MPP, NDC, right, but we should look at concepts. How it's going to help our children. You see, it is hard time we stop this. Oh, because this person started this, I'm not going to continue. If this person, I'm not going to continue. It is making our country rather go back. When I was coming and listening to something conversations on air, I was telling myself that if you drive across this country, I don't know the region that I don't know, not just the capitals, most of the villages I've visited. You see a building that was built during Rawlins's time, uncompleted. And even if governments, subsequent government have taken their time to complete all uncompleted this thing, if this person started and so what, that is not the person's pocket money. We are going to pay at the end of the day. So I wish our young ones, hey, Rafia, I call her Raf. And as for Rashid, I call him Marlon Rashad, because he was named after one of our senior clergy. So you can't just mention the name just like that. But I think yesterday I saw some of them who went to write their exams around the Nima. They were so excited coming home. I said, oh, I just pray and hope that they were able to concentrate. And then we have to talk to them. You know, some of them, when they just enter, they want to start. At least they should rest. And I think that I learned the teachers are taking them through those. And even some went for camp for them to be orientated. Instead, you know, some of them fear if they go and sit in the exams, or maybe because they've not experienced that kind of thing. But I wish them well. So far, we've not heard anything. Children writing on their shirt, ties, and so we just pray.
Malpractice.
Yes, we've not heard that, and
schemes.
I pray and hope that at the end of the day, nothing like that will happen. And then, you know, yesterday like this, I heard one person talking about parents who are interested in even looking for a paw for their children. They should stop it, because when you allow your child to learn, you see, people do that because they are forcing their children to go and do a subject that they are not very capable of doing. You understand? If your child wants to be a plumber, let it be. I have a friend who is in UK. About 10 years ago, he came around my area in Ashom. He visited me. He said, oh, he wants to buy a house. And I said, oh, okay. Fortunately, they were selling the house behind, and so I asked him, after buying, I asked him, hey, so what do you do? I'm a plumber. Then I said, look, if you mention plumber here, they look at you as something.
Yeah.
Even those who paint. You understand? So
artisanal jobs are looked down on in Ghana.
I'm telling you, but that it's a lucrative job.
Yeah.
Now look at this Togolese and Nigerians. They are making the money in graffiato, tiles, and everything. They do it.
Yeah.
Ours, because we think, this one day I cannot do it. Anyway, we are sitting on bases and get those doing nothing. We wish them well.
Thank you very much, AGYEKUM. Alimatu, do you have any well wishes for our BC candidates?
Okay, on behalf of my good self,
Ishan, before I forget Ishan. Hey, I would have said
on behalf of my good self,
Yeah.
I would like to wish all these BEC candidates who are writing these exams across 2,158 centers nationwide, and all of them 619,985 BECE candidates across the country. We know the task is not easy, but with God, all things are possible, and with sufficient preparation. Emphasis on sufficient preparation, because we all know that for whatever effort you put in, by the grace of God, you should be reaping the returns, all things being equal. So you learn and put in so much effort, and then pray that the questions will be favorable to you. So back to parents again. You know, I had this experience when I was I also like to wish all the good BEC children of Martyrs of Uganda. That is where I attended my primary JHS in Ashanti region. I would like to also wish them all the best.
That's adjacent to Pokuwari School.
Yes. Matters of Uganda. So I had this experience during my BEC when a neighbor in the morning, you know, the girl was crying, and then people sought to find out why she was crying. Apparently, the mother had given her a chores in the morning, and she thought that she should be learning, and the mother was shouting and yelling at her.
Her own mother or stepmother?
Her own mother.
Or maybe Kate.
Her own mother, actually. And you see, I was just trying to internalize all of these things, and it comes to one key thing: the fact that the parent may not know what the child was preparing to meet, and the consequences of not being able to get good grades. So I think the teachers should do more of engaging parents, calling PTAs when it's almost getting to time for these people to write this BEC. Yes, I think that may be the way to go. So far, so good. On the news, I heard that the minister himself was visiting centers.
Yeah, I wish our viewers who couldn't see that earlier, shortly after Alima's submission, if my producers could put that video across, he on Sunday embarked on an inspection journey with his team, and to visit centers to also ascertain how preparation.
My brother Haruna.
Yes. So yesterday, I think some of the centers that he visited, the people were seated, but the questions were not yet in.
Yes.
Those were some of the logistical challenges, and there were pockets of issues where resulting in examination malpractices actually.
Really?
Across Bono, Cape Coast, about 7 teachers have been arrested.
Yes, they've been.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
Yes,
and I was saying that I'm happy nothing has happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, so I mean, you cannot have examination happening across 2,158 centers across the country, and then if as at today, that's day 2, you have arrested 7 people. Well, it is though negligible, but it's a major cause for concern, so that other people do not copy, because then they would have heard the consequences of their actions.
So which region did that happen?
I think the Bono, Cape Coast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why is it that any time is distributed? Most of the time.
So I also heard in most of the centers, before the people start writing exams, the invigilators outline to them some of the do's and don'ts, the consequences of copying and all of that. So I think that is impressive, but they shouldn't be so hard on the. I mean, the key thing is to avoid all examination malpractices, but they should try as much as possible to make the people feel comfortable, because going through that trauma, you know, the actually where life begins is BEC and what you get.
Yes.
That is what will determine which secondary school you get.
The secondary school you're going, the course that you're even allowed to do.
And what grades?
The grades, actually.
So that brings me to why I said, why do they force them to do all subjects that they are not going to do in the secondary
Well, I think we need
that is a whole conversation. That's
our educational system needs a whole.
But you know, Alima, let me take my word back. I didn't even know that there was someone. Can't you see I gave them a thumb up? Maybe yesterday like this, in fact, to be honest, I had some crisis. So I was torn between my sister who has been rushed to the hospital and then one in Boga. So I was like this on phone throughout. I just heard on Peace FM when I was going home the reports from the various centers, but I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah, actually, and it's quite. I don't. It has been a practice, right?
Very serious.
And so it's something that for me is sort of inevitable. Right, but I think that when the laws apply and the laws are actually working, it will serve as a deterrent to those of them who, and you rightly said, some parents are actually looking for such opportunities for their kids.
Yes.
They are liaising with these teachers too.
Can you imagine?
You know,
I don't know the full story, but usually it comes from schools where the people are not well prepared. So when the teachers themselves,
I mean, what even constitutes not being prepared?
I mean, let me tell you, even schools that you will not expect, you know, especially if I say it on air, I beg you.
no, I mean,
no.
Yes, well prepared is what I want to know.
No, you see,
well prepared, like Matters of Uganda where I attended. If you are talking about the list of grade, you are talking about aggregate 10 or aggregate 14. The teachers have completed the curriculum. You have done mock examination. You have gone over and over. They have been able to tease out similar questions and all of that. So if you have adequately prepared the student to face the exam, you have nothing to fear.
Well, I get it on that score.
Yes, but some of them, you know what they do sometimes? They have not completed the curriculum and they have started revising.
Okay.
So they are giving them similar questions, but they don't know the foundation of those questions and the answers.
Interesting.
Some schools are upper schools. Maybe you're not. Some people schools are upper schools.
No, but it's high
so
time.
You see, if the giver and taker are all guilty, if parents will abstain from pressurizing teachers to go and look for apple for them, there will not be any apple. How can a parent think of buying apple for a child? Which means in the secondary school, if the person doesn't get apple or the person gets apple and enters university, we'll come to that subject because it's on the table.
Right.
Not just sex for work, but sex for grade too.
Yeah, we are coming there. Sex for grade, sex for work.
Yes.
We are coming there. But thank you very much. This is still the newspaper review segment on the Good Morning Africa show. Do well to send your messages as I'll be reading them in the course of the conversation. This one's coming through from Musa Abattoir. He says that the strike by doctors at Kolebu Teaching Hospital appears unnecessarily escalated and possibly politically influenced. The issues at hand require continued dialogue, not industrial action to avoid disrupting essential healthcare. I agree 100%. Yesterday we saw stories of patients that are stranded and distressed in Kolebu and some of the services that are not operational because of this strike. And so yes, I agree that it has to be a continued dialogue rather than an industrial action. Right, we're moving on to our second topic for discussion, and President John Dramani Mahama has called for laws to criminalize sex for job practices in Ghana, and this topic actually is a feather in the cap for a lot of women. On hearing that our president actually takes note of these kind of nuances, you know, the nuanced challenges that women face in our course of life, in education, in industry, wherever we find ourselves, there's a challenge somewhere. But this particular challenge, I'm happy that the president as a man has brought it up, and what I want to hear, you know, the views from different people, because I went on social media and people are commending the president for that, and it looks like a lot of women have something to say, you know. For me, I have personal experience and we're going to go into that, and I will use this opportunity today to share with you one or two, and it will interest you that there are some people who I think are barbaric, if I'm permitted to use that word. I mean, if someone is coming
insane,
if someone is coming with a lot to offer, why would you overlook that and want something that you do, request for something that you don't deserve? Because I believe that if you want to be in bed with me, it has to be consensual, right? How do I be given an opportunity? How am I given an opportunity because I was in bed with so and so person. I mean, if we have a mutual, like an understanding, consenting relationship, and then I am competent to be in that space, that's a different conversation. But the active demand for sex before giving people jobs has become a problem a lot of women are facing. Alimatu.
Yes, I think the president spoke in the voice of many women.
Yeah.
And that is what we expect from leader. We expect from our leaders, sorry. This whole issue about sex, sexual harassment and its related issues have some places in a bit of our laws, though not synchronized, and does not address directly the issues we are talking about. In the Labor Act, there's a position in it on sexual harassment, the consequences of sexual harassment. In our own constitution, what it basically talks about is the fact that the opportunities given to both men and women, it should be equal. That is still not direct. Even in our own criminal laws, there are consequences for rape, harassment, amongst others. But this one, the president nailed it. Sex for job. And so he's basically talking about the fact that look at the capacity of the woman and look at the interest of the job we are talking about. And that also goes far to tell us women that be prepared to be called to service. You know, some of these things are like silent killers for women. You know you have done so much for yourself. You know you deserve to be there. But there are bottlenecks. You know, I once heard a woman saying that even we women, it looks like it doesn't matter how we build ourselves, how we are capable, men still look at us in terms of sexuality. And that is so discouraging. It's so discouraging. You are looked at as a mere woman. What do you have to offer? And if that is the only thing you have to offer, I can help you get there. But if you don't have it, you can't be there. So the president couldn't have said it any better. And the fact that it is coming from the president of a country does a lot. It causes a lot of change. He has used his office as the president to address a problem that has lived in our society and with women for far so long. So now you know that should you engage in such an act, the number one gentleman of this land is against something like that. He did not only sought to whisper into one person's ear, but he told the whole nation that it should not even end there. There should be a law punishing. You know, this came about when a lady raised a question during the question and answer section, Q&A session. She raised the issue about the fact that amongst her colleagues, you know, you get the certificate, and then when you go to look for a job, that is what comes up. And so he's shown us that he's not just only a president, but he's a father. You know, my husband once said that he doesn't know how these men feel when a woman comes to you to look for a job and all you want from her is sex. And you know, he said it in a very uncomfortable situation, and he went like, so your sisters in the house, if that happens to them, would you like it? Because I mean, like you said, sex should be consensual and should be happening in marriage.
Yes. I mean, yes. I mean, when it comes to the moral route,
yes, yeah, that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. That's a different
but
conversation.
But as consenting adults, I think that it should be, I want it, you want it, and so, you know.
That's it.
That is it. It shouldn't be on the basis for or in exchange of meritocracy.
You see, you never know when people have advantage over others, what they use it for. Yes, when people have advantage, I have this, I know you want it, you deserve it, but because I am up there, you are down there, I'll put in place some conditions. This is time for me to get what I want before. So the president couldn't have said it any better. It is exemplary, and we are telling all the men in this country that just as our president have said, if you do not put a stop to some of these things, I mean, some of the men who are into these things, some of them are fine gentlemen. Even me, the advantages I've gotten in life, the steps I've gotten in life were guided by men. Men that have reputation, men that see what you have in you to help, men that even look at you as if you are their fellow men. They are just guiding. They don't even acknowledge the fact that you are a woman. They are solely looking at what you have in you. Yes, and this morning I would like to thank all of them for the support they've given to me so far. So president says, if you are into that, stop. If you don't stop, there will be law to deal with you. As simple as that. Yeah.
Before I come to you, there's a breaking news that 2 BC candidates have been killed in a motor crash in the Upper East region.
Upper East region?
Yes, and so this is an unfortunate incident. It's just coming to us. It's just coming to us here. As I'm just reading it from the news.
Region.
Yes, that's your region. We're sorry to hear that. I mean, this is just a beginning for them, and they lost their lives. So that's very unfortunate.
So unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate.
So unfortunate. But we're there in helmets. This is when we begin to
Ask
some
questions.
of the safety questions.
Yeah.
And what our police are doing about some of these things in our communities. You know, University of Ghana, you can't just come to University of Ghana riding on a motor without helmets.
Yeah.
The security men will send you away. And so,
but it's unfortunate.
This news has devastated me.
yeah,
No, I'm sorry.
Because
I mean, it's
a call from.
call for
we're sorry.
And they said,
We're sorry.
Yeah.
We're sorry to hear. So Haja, let's just take a quick breather on the death issue. I know it's very uncomfortable, and I'm very, very much also thrown away by this. But this subject of sex for job, I know you're an interested party when it comes to this conversation. You're an interested party when it comes to this conversation. So am I. I mean, recently, one of the, should I call him a perpetrator of this sex for job thing, of which I am a direct victim of, says, if you had said yes to me, by this time you should have your own car, you should be in your own house, traveling around the world. It's not by force. I don't I mean, I believe that I have a lot to offer, and so if I'm not getting the job, I'll go where I'm accepted. You get what I'm saying? I don't understand this whole thing, and it's a problem, especially with women. I mean, especially with women. Yesterday, someone was saying that men also go through that situation, and I laughed. I made a joke, and I said,
yeah,
"Then
you see,
yeah,
that would take more money for now too."
Yes, some men also go through it.
We shouldn't
as well.
sit here because we are women, and we should just say women.
But actually, the status quo, the majority.
Yeah, the majority, yes. But
for some men, it's actually an opportunity for them.
No, some of them don't.
I mean, some find it very, disrespectful.
There are stories,
they find it unethical.
There are stories.
There are.
Somebody will say, do you understand?
No.
Let's leave the bird with its feathers.
Okay.
It's a proverb in Hausa. You see, not just sex for work. Maybe you need some help from somebody. The person wants something before that help will be extended to. I want to take this opportunity to salute all the men who give or who help without asking for any favor from the woman that comes to sit in front of them to seek for favor. I know what I'm talking about. May God bless them. Whatever they want to achieve in this world, may Allah give it to them. But whatever they are looking for, and maybe they cherish it in such a way that, but Allah thinks when they get it, may Allah not give it to them. Yes, it's true. Amen. That's our prayers, you know. Need it, but maybe if you get it, it will rather put you on the wrong path. That is what I'm saying. I've encountered men who have helped me. Until yesterday, people helped me. They rather want to help, but not looking at where I'm coming from, whether I'm from Dabang, whether I'm a Muslim, whether I'm from CPP. No. They've seen the potential in me. If they want to help, they help without looking left or right. May God bless them. Amen. And this one coming is to those men who cannot zip their distance very well, and they are subjecting our young ones to all kinds of things. People are complaining. Younger girls who have finished university, they are complaining. If they go here, people, so some of them will call, I'm looking for a job. Well, then we are now doing the leg work for them, which we should be sitting and they coming to feed us. You understand? I'm just saying it, I'm paraphrasing the word. Yeah. You understand? So if the president is saying that it should be punishable by law, not just punishable by law, if he has any appointee and a complaint is laid against that appointee, he shouldn't even wait for the law. He should sack the person.
With evidence.
Yes, but without evidence, how can you sack?
Yeah.
Without evidence, that will be chasing them. That will not be fair on the part of the person they are accusing. You understand my point? Yes. And that is why people must be careful. Because now, the girls too are wild. When they are going, they go with things that they can get evidence. So stick to your wife. If you want to marry another one, add. Add. Because my religion is penis. OHEMAA is better to have 3-4 wives than having one wife and 20 concubines. You don't know who will bring matter to you, and then you go and spread it to your wives. Is it not better? Is it not better? It is better.
An advice.
You understand?
I mean, that's a legitimate and
I'm telling you,
respectful way
I'm
of
telling
having
you,
a lot of women.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's better than having one wife, and this one wife, that upon I'm not saying the man should die first, but when the man died at his funeral, then you see them lining up. The woman doesn't even know where this person is coming, where this comes from, where this comes from. It's true. It's happening. Me, I've witnessed.
Would you prefer your husband?
No, I'm just saying it's better. It's more dignifying.
Yes,
it's more dignifying. You see,
it's better than I know that. Okay.
Look at what we are watching. You know, look at some people. Maybe they've gone to chase some concubine, and the person will record you, expose you. The psychological effect on your children and even your wife, if she's working. It's sickening. You know, most of the content creators in Nigeria, some are acts, but some are real. Yeah. You understand? You watch it, and then you ask yourself why. So for me, and then, you know, I'm going to say something very controversial. And I know some people will take me on, but I'll say it. Some of them, too, when they are going to look for job, OHEMAA, they are the people making the men even make some advances to them. True or false? You go, a man is sitting, you've gone, here, out. While you have this back ties, you know, short, your top. You are trying to entice. I'm not justifying it, but we should also comport ourselves.
But someone said the fact that though we talk about decent dressing, someone said the fact that I've exposed myself, I don't mean it should.
I understand, Alima, I know, but at times, some of the men will even shout you out and sack you.
Yes, which I think.
But some too.
Sometimes I think that
that's not my point.
If such a situation is presented to you in terms of indecent dressing, kindly tell the person, you are not dressed appropriately. So
let me tell you one incident that I witnessed. not any place but Parliament House. I don't know whether it was swearing in on, of the MPs or budget returns. I was there. Then the lady came. She was able to cross the gate too, but the entrance of the Parliament, they stopped her. And what attracted me was because if you see the dress, it's like this, and not tight to, but flare. So if the wind just blows, which means you are going to show yourself to more than 100 people who were not interested in seeing that. You understand my point? I'm not justifying that maybe because the person is indecently dressed. The person, some are even sacked, but some. That is what I'm saying. Those who cannot control themselves, they should marry for. It's allowed. It's allowed. You understand? But the men, if you see anything that is going to disturb your peace, tell your secretaries. Anybody who is not decently dressed, don't allow the person to enter. It is your right. It is your right. Because at times, yesterday I saw some dressing. I said, wow. And if you see the lady, Charlie, we are about to find a land to say. We find a shit. Me, crowd woman, I was admiring it. You understand? Let alone, I'm telling you, I'm being frank. I'm being real. So for me, I will support 100,000 million times that we should criminalize sex for job. But I'm going on this tangent because we have to also educate or conscientize our women on how to comport themselves. Because as soon as you enter, and maybe you think, some even in veil like me, the men make advances to them. That one is true. True or false? Yes. You can be covered like this, but still men can. So just comport yourself. Let them know that this is not why you are here. And then if you have evidence, who is that?
Saka is here. I want him to come and add his voice to this subject. So please bring Saka in.
So you see,
this is very important for me. That
it is something that is very sad.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying the president, not just the law, but even among his appointees, if he found out that somebody has reported that maybe he or she, in this case, let's be frank, some of the men too go through challenges, because maybe if you look at Nigerian skits, you say now the women, they like younger men. So maybe there are some women too who like younger men, and
I was told yesterday that
they are going
some
after
young men who are facing the same challenge.
Yes, so please, let's be realistic. Let's not put it on only the men. If we do that, people will think that we are not being fair.
Yeah.
But my prayer and hope is that people should stick to the ethics of workplaces, because there's nothing in the law or maybe your bylaws in the office that says that if a beautiful young woman comes to look for a job, ask for her body before you give her the job. There's nothing like that. Right. Let's stick to the work ethic.
And ACHIAA too, if we're going to be real, there are some, I'm just, in my head, some scenarios are popping up where I'm thinking, okay, as a young, beautiful and thriving woman like myself, I enter into an institution to apply for a certain role, and perhaps the employer is a young, also hardworking CEO who finds me interesting, and they sort of should I say make an sort of know me personally rather than the job that I am seeking for. In that instance, does it qualify to, fit into what President Mahama is talking about?
There are...
You didn't get the scenario. So, for instance, Saka is not you though.
That he has accepted that him.
No, it can't be. It can't be Saka. Saka has like 7 wives. he has broken the Islam law. He has more than 7 wives.
Okay.
Saka. And say I'm looking for a job, so I go to this institution, and the employer is also a fine man, single, who is looking for someone and finds me interesting, perhaps based on my interaction with him. Perhaps things I'm intelligent, things I'm beautiful, things I'm promising, and finds another interest beyond the interest of employability, you know. In such a situation, will it qualify as what President Mahama is asking to be criminalized? Because at the end of the day, when he shows interest, and I feel the same way too.
You know, people have dated in the same workplace, and when it was time to get married, one was asked to resign and the other was stay. But when they were courting, one was not asked to resign.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are various circumstances that will lead to you encountering your future partner or genuinely going into a relationship with another.
Someone. Yeah.
Yes, those are distinct from compulsion, from putting a caveat. What you don't want, the person is coercing you.
Yeah.
They are two distinct things.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, Ohema, in such scenarios, they can be couples at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, genuine interest.
And then, you know,
That's one too. There's a problem, because at the end of the day, maybe if the wife is working at the same place, it brings a problem.
No, that time it's a single man.
You know, he's a single man. No, that is what I'm saying. When they marry eventually, and the woman is still at that same place, there's always a problem.
That's why she was saying that some are
yes, but some don't resign. Some don't resign. Maybe you are. I'm giving one example, like Ministry of.
So there one will resign.
No. You see, I'm giving maybe if you have a woman who is very, very jealous. Do you know? I'm only giving an example. Like this is Pan-African TV, right? And the next building is another institution, and then they are working together here. If that institution, or maybe if she's in that next institution, she will find a way of befriending somebody here to be giving her the feelers across. You'll be sitting down in your office one day, maybe interviewing a lady, and she'll say, "Bam!" She comes. Maybe that inner person has hinted her. Some girl be has hinted. So it happens. You see, let's talk about the whole scenario and look for a solution. But criminalization, I think, if a woman too or a man too has come, or a young man has been able to prove that this lady is harassing him, then that lady too should be face that same distance. We should be fair.
Yeah.
Because if not, this our affirmative action distance will land in water. They might think that we are just talking about women. It's not about women. It's about your equity, equality. That's all.
Saka Salia is here. Saka Salia is a communications member for the NPP, and Saka
is coming to close us.
Yes, as usual. He comes at his own time. I think he runs on a different clock. Saka,
I don't know, he came very early.
Very early. I was surprised. I didn't give you your flowers on the show. Yeah. And today, what am I saying for? But I'm happy to see you, Saka.
Thank you very much.
And you came at the right time, especially with the conversation we are having.
Yeah.
President Mahama calling for the criminalization of sex for job.
Because we should remember that he didn't just say to only the men. He only said it in general, so it can affect both sides.
So as a man, I want to know your perspective on this.
Well, good morning to our cherished viewers. I'm lucky to have 3 women surrounding me. Today I monopolize the women. Anyway, I think it's long overdue that something is done about sex for job and all those things. And mostly is, men towards women. Mostly.
Yes.
Yeah, you can have rare cases where a woman will also want to do those things. And they do those things compromising competence and other things. So if you want to grow as a nation, other considerations other than competence should not be tolerated. And this thing has gone on so many times. I mean, it's not only, you know, sex for work. We've heard of sex for grades. Sometimes I don't even know whether it's a case to be a beautiful lady. You see, once if you are okay, it's okay. I mean, you go to work, they will assess interview, they will assess you based on your competence. But when you are beautiful, even when you are competent, they will still demand other things, because
some men don't discriminate.
They
don't mind whether you are beautiful or you look.
No, I mean, but I'm saying that the other ones are okay.
I don't entirely agree.
It's not true.
Oh yeah,
I mean, who do you even call ugly to the
No, you see, relatively, we all know who
we don't know, Saka. What do you think is okay? Someone?
Oh, please. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, we have some universal beauty that anybody, irrespective of how obtuse you are, your mind is, seeing the person, you will just come to that conclusion that this person is beautiful. And we have others, you will say she's ugly, but you won't talk about beauty. But you have others to everybody. Will come to that conclusion that this person is ugly. I'm saying that for the purposes of this argument, I'm saying that it's becoming increasingly clear in Ghana and elsewhere that when you are beautiful, it comes with its own challenges. You see, you have to learn how to ward off men without incurring their wrath, especially if you are a student in a university. If you are somebody seeking for work, you don't just have to tell the person, hey, I don't like you, hey, go away. You see, it will come with repercussions and all those things. Just like in school. I mean, the beautiful ones sometimes go and then they coach them how to ward off those men. And all that. Sometimes you even perform well, and then they will still bring you down because you did not succumb to certain things. So this thing have derailed the development of this country, where people who should have been given certain positions, even in promotion, are denied, and undeserving ones are given just because a woman was in a position, a man was in a such position and took a decision and all those things. So it's about time we find a solution. I don't really know whether criminalization is a solution, but I think that one, it is corruption, and we all know. I mean, if you take your public office, if you and you corrupt it to the disadvantage of the state, I mean, corruption is a crime in this country. So it does not matter whether it is financial corruption or moral corruption. So if your interest of seeing somebody pants supersedes that of your work, then you have to be brought to book and all those things. So I think that it's about time we talk about it. But you see, when this conversation is good, I don't hope that it will end now. I hope it will continue for at least a week or two, because we really need a solution to it. People are suffering in silence. So by now, somebody is taking decision against a lady who is deserving of a work. I'm telling you, by now. And that's the reason why you go to so many institutions today, almost invariably. I mean, you see only the beautiful ones. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Go to the ministries. Because people are, you know, choosing. I mean, this is the one I want. And a lot, because of the situation that we find ourselves, unemployment and all those things. No matter how, sometimes, no matter how moral the lady is, she will think of how she is going to suffer and all those things, and she will succumb. And most of the time, it's not to young men; it's to this old men, frail, you know, pot bellies guys in the system who don't care about anything, who feel that it is part and parcel of.
Are you looking at me because you have an idea of what I'm thinking?
It's part and parcel of, you know, their condition of work. You know, I mean, This is the situation that we find ourselves. Mostly ladies don't do those things. A man, you have that giving or no. Like I said, mostly ladies will not do that, but they can give signs and all those things to let you understand that if they get this, they will even employ you first before coercing you. You get a point.
So it's the other way around.
Yeah, if they like you, they will employ you first and do certain things to coerce you and all those things. So
Give you better conditions.
yeah, give you better conditions. You yourself, you will succumb without knowing. You get a point. So I think the ladies' way is the best way, but the man way is either my way or no way at all. And that to me is something that
It's criminal.
Yeah, I mean we can criminalize it because it's one part of corruption.
Right.
You have put your personal interests above that of the state.
Right. Speaking of corruption, we are coming to the matter of the OSP. The president again has pushed for a powerful OSP despite the legal storms. And I implore you to be a part of the conversation. Just send your messages on Facebook, on WhatsApp as well. The number will be displayed, or it has been displayed. Now, we reckon that not too long ago there was contention between the prosecutorial powers, between the Attorney General and the OSP regarding the prosecutorial powers of the OSP, and the High Court ruled, High Court here in Accra ruled that the OSP needs express authorization from the Attorney General's office in order to embark on its prosecutorial work, and it became a bit contentious, and the provision in contention was Article 88. And we've had so many people talk on this subject matter, the fact that people think there's a school of thought that says that Parliament has the power to change the fortunes of the OSP by making it independent, but also some legal aspects have said that it will sort of lower down the supremacy of the Constitution, to say that okay, the Constitution says this, but a statute, which is a creature of the Constitution, is also saying otherwise. And it has become some sort of it has become turbulent in our legal what's the word? Our legal environment, jurisprudence, and the president has said that we should push for a powerful office of the special prosecutor despite the legal storms, because he believes that corruption should be eradicated in our body politic, in governance, and the OSP should be well and functioning amid the legal storms. AGYEKUM, let me start with you on what your take on this is.
You talk to the legal brain. Who came late?
I'll come to you.
You see, when this OSP, I told you from the a fan of, especially not the office but the person, the way he was going about his things. And for me, why do we form an organization that has no power to prosecute? I was thinking about, because what we were thinking from the point of view of the Convention People's Party then was decoupling the office of the Attorney General from the Minister for Justice. Why? Because this delayance of prosecuting people, or even maybe if we're in the same party or government and there's any suspicion about corruption against you, how can I prosecute a person that we're going to sit in cabinet with? So we saw the office of the special prosecutor as an independent body that can do that for us to curb corruption in this country. But the Constitution says otherwise. Now, the president is calling for something to be done about it. Let me put it that way. So as a nation, we have to think through it and see where maybe we don't do things contrary to the Constitution. And then I'm looking, I'm not a law person. That's why I'm saying these two people have some legal background. But no, I'm not saying you are a lawyer. Don't get me wrong. He is not a lawyer. So maybe if the clause or the law in the Constitution is not an entrenched clause, what can we do about it? Or maybe
it is an entrenchment.
It is. That is what I'm saying. You see, he has helped. You see, so if it's an entrenched clause, what can be done? Somebody will say to relax that clause for the Office of the Special Prosecutor to be able to execute his duty of prosecution. Because when I heard about him not having the power to prosecute, I was a bit alarmed, because he has sent so many cases in court. Some he has won and told us the kind of money he has been able to retrieve. Are we going to revisit all those? He did it without having the powers or what? And who allowed him to continue when we knew he hadn't got that power? So for me, I think the Office of the Special Prosecutor should be there if we want to fight corruption. But if we're going to limit that office in just administrative kind of thing, then there's no need we have it. Because for me, when he started these high profile cases, and along the line we went on, then finally he said he hasn't got the power to do that, and he rather transfer it to, is it Attorney General or is it Yoko or something. I found it to be a waste of everybody's time. Why do we create an office that has no teeth to bite? Even the one in Parliament, how do you call that one? The one in Parliament that they are investigating malfeasance. The one Abena is here, what's it?
The Privileges Committee.
No, not privilege.
The
Public Accounts Committee.
PO.
Look at what they all these findings, and they don't have the power to do anything. You see, I find it to be something else. Or maybe even if they don't have they can recommend, isn't it?
Yes.
Or they can recommend, okay. But I think if there's a special way of us having the special prosecutor work independently, I think it will help the nation if we want to fight corruption. Because I'm happy the president is not talking about scrapping the office, which is very, very important. And I'm happy to hear that from the president. Because I was thinking, that's the way things are going, they are playing games, so that at the end of the day, they say, oh, the office is not fit for purpose, let's scrap it. But somebody will say the presidents are done as Sulia. This one that he has called that go. He's asking for more powers, or maybe the such leader should be given the, what word did he use, to be given the independence, and then all the accoutrements to work as an independent body to fight corruption. Because if there's recommendation from the Public Accounts Committee that AGYEKUM Hamdatu, when she was she superintended over this corruption, I should be able to be recommended by the Public Accounts Committee straight to the Special Prosecutor. Then he'll take me back to court to prosecute me. But if we have a situation whereby we form this office, look at their budgets, look at the officers they have employed, and all of a sudden they cannot work. That's what I'm saying. We either facilitate for the office to be, I'm not talking about the person, the office to be able to work effectively, or it's better we don't have it. Because if you're going to just be there like a rubber stamp, fish no head, they can't do anything, it's better they are empowered to do it, or we scrap the office. But I'm happy the #1 person in this nation is calling for us to, so which means he has meant business. His appointees should be reading through his lips to know that this man that has given us this appointment, if we are not careful, will be hauled to the special prosecutor, and then that way no mercy for anybody. So I think it is a call in the right direction. Let's look, it is an entrenched clause. And I want to find out, Sakwa, what does the law also say? Does it mean that if he's going to prosecute, he has to have permission from the Attorney General or what? If the Attorney General is not interested in the case, maybe he can put some impediments on it. So that is the fear.
Yeah.
That is the fear. So
That's
the discretion, which means he's at the beck and call of the Attorney General, which I think is not fair. Okay. So which means he cannot work. Because if the Attorney General, even the cases that were dealt with in a court, he has decided to say, ask Janet to say no. I think let's get the independent body. That is the office of respect, and I support the president in this case that we should find a way that will make that office really independent to be able to work.
ACHIAA, I'm just wondering what authority then was the OSP using to prosecute it?
Absolutely. But I asked the same question from the beginning.
Right. I'm sure
because
Saka
he's also a lawyer. He's also a lawyer.
Yeah.
You have answers for us?
Yeah, I mean, with regard to...
Yeah, the authority the OSP was using... before this whole issue came up, then questions, come up as to what authority then was he using to prosecute, because there is a record of some successes of the investigation and prosecution of corruption-related offences. And so
I mean, first of all, what is happening is not law. What is happening is politics and selfishness on the part of the political players. First of all,
political players, you mean who?
Yeah, I mean those in charge of governance today. They want to have an unfettered.
To say the NDC.
Yeah, they want to have an unfettered way of looting this nation without anybody calling them to question. That's the number one thing, because the Attorney General, I mean, he has shown from his both words and deeds, that he's not ready. Because when he came, the first thing that he did was to give knowledge prosecution on NDC people who were being prosecuted. That tells you that they are not ready to subject themselves to questions of legality.
NDC people?
Oh, I mean, with the replates, they are all over the place. Even the Saglime trial that has to do with Collins Dauda and Cohen. So many people, the Cuckoo Board trial, so many other places. He said they should go, even to the extent that Jachikoshi matter. He said, he pronounced Nalik Prosecutor, and then they refused. They said, no, let's go. Chikata said, no, let us go and declare.
It will be a dent.
Yeah, we don't need Nalik Prosecutor. And there are so many of those things that he came. He said, you people should go and rest. Let's deal with the MPP. So that is number one. Then the special prosecutor, the office of the special prosecutor, it's not like nobody. We are unaware of the fact that the special prosecutor needed authorization, from the Attorney General. It's clear in Article 88 that the Attorney General is the only body that is clothed with the prosecutorial powers to prosecute anybody, criminally, and to defend the government in civil matters. You get a point. Everybody knows that. And if you look at Article 884, it gives the circumstances that the special prosecutor can cede or authorize agencies to prosecute on each behalf. That's the reason why the police can do prosecution, the GRA can do prosecution. There are so many other organs of states, that have been clothed with the Attorney General powers of prosecution and all those things. And based on this, what the OSP Act 959 did was that they went to Parliament with an LI 2374 that established that office. And what did they do? They ensured that, look, the powers of the Attorney General This one is not like they did it in defiance of the wishes of the Attorney General. It is the Attorney General himself that led the charge, that led promoted the bill. If the Attorney General take a bill to Parliament, it says that I want to give my powers, some of my powers, seat or authorize an agency to have the prosecutorial powers. Why would you say that it is the work of Parliament? It's the Attorney General, and indeed, if you look at the Act, Section 3, thereabout, Section 3, it talks about the fact that the Attorney General nominates the special prosecutor, and then the President appoints. So if I go and nominate somebody, then you come and tell me that I didn't appoint them, I didn't do anything about it, or I didn't give the person authorization. I went and nominated. So Gloria Akufu was the one who nominated Martin Amidu to the office of the special prosecutor. And it went through Parliament, and there was a reason for the office. You all know, I mean, that you want somebody who will be apolitical, who will not be an appointee of government, so to speak, and who have independence. When we talk of independent, we all know that nobody is independent in this country, not even the president, because the president, by constitutionalism, has to have checks and balances. So he cannot do whatever that he wants. Even the Attorney General cannot do whatever that he wants. There are certain things that checks and balances that he has to, ensure that he complies with. So the special prosecutor, even though we say it's an independent institution, the independent has to do with the fact that cases that he qualified to prosecute, he can do it without anybody coercing him. What is that? I mean, cases of corruption of political exposed persons and all those things. Those are the cases that he is expected to prosecute. It doesn't matter whose ox is got. And then now, all of a sudden, somebody says that, oh, he has not been prosecuted, he has not been given, authorization, and to my surprise, this had the blessing of the court. It has a blessing of the court. That's the reason why everybody is saying that this has to go to the appellate court, because to me, this like the kicky way.
The court was stating what is already it's obvious.
What is obvious?
Based on
I've told you what is obvious about
the Constitution is the supreme law of the land.
So no, I mean, we said
the court was upholding such. It was upholding saying.
No, I'm saying the Constitution is the supreme law. Everybody knows that. So what are you talking about?
The court cited Article 88. Are you saying that the court was acting ultra virus?
So what all the things that I explained, didn't you hear me?
No, but does that rule out the existence of that provision in the Constitution?
That rule what?
That's everything that you claim to have said right now. Does that rule out
but
the provision?
I said that Article 88.4,
yes,
which is the Constitution, says that the office of the Attorney General can give authorization to anybody, human being, whatever, to do prosecution to do its own prosecution. Right. And I'm saying that the special prosecutor has gone through that.
He has gone through that process.
That process. And I said that
of being authorized by the Attorney General. So how can the Attorney General?
So that is why we are surprised that the court came to that conclusion. Because I'm saying that the former Attorney General, Gloria Akufu, is the one that established the office. The office of the Attorney General is the one that has established the Act 959. They went to Parliament with LI 2374 to establish that office. And in that act, he says that the Attorney General nominates the person and give the person to the President to appoint. So what authorization are they looking for? So now they want the office of the special but
the process of nomination and appointment, it doesn't not vary from the process of the powers to execute your mandate.
So you nominate with the mind because
but you are governed by statute. You are governed by the law.
The constitution didn't talk about appointment and those things. The constitution didn't talk about go and appoint. No, the constitution talk about, you see, if you look at the police and all those institutions that can, even AGYEKUM and all those institutions, the Attorney General did not just go there and do appointments. No. He just give powers. However, the powers are given is immaterial.
Even with the police prosecution, don't
yes.
they take authorization from the Attorney General?
Yeah, I mean the police.
Exactly.
No. Listen.
So.
No, you asked a question. I agree. I said that the police take authorization, but not every single case that the police take. They will run to the Attorney General. Attorney General, we have this case. Should you go? No. It is only contentious matters.
Like what?
That they take the docket to the Attorney General office for advice. So it's not like every single case. So in this matter, nobody is saying that the OSP should completely be severed from the Attorney General. I mean, they are in the same soup, and they can collaborate and come up with a decision.
Yes, I mean that is what we are talking about.
Yeah, so nobody is disputing that. But to say that you are not giving the Attorney General, because they are not talking about a particular case. That
to say that who is not giving the Attorney General what?
Eh?
You made a statement that
so to say that the Attorney General has not given the OSP authorization is a contention here.
Yes.
To us.
Yes.
And then we know that it is clear and unambiguous. If you look at the act, if you look at the fact that it was
right now the constitution is what we are looking at, because it is the supreme law of the
Are you not getting
we don't even have to talk about the act. You are a student of law, and this is not something to be arguing about.
You are not getting the point.
I really get your point. When the act is inconsequential to this,
you are not getting the point.
We are talking about constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. You know, based on rule of law, we are talking about the constitution, supremacy of the constitution, supremacy of the constitution,
too much,
and it's not too much. That's rule of law. That's what you and I are governed by.
Listen, man. Can't you listen? It's the constitution that says that in Article 88(4).
That's what.
So that says that if you want to do ABCD, this is how you have to do it.
Yes, but they stipulate and emphasize or bring a finality as to the appointment or the nomination.
No,
giving
the constitution says that give authorization. The constitution didn't say that the authorization should be by
simplicity. That's my point.
No, listen. You see, let's go beyond this constitution, the spirit law, and those things.
We can't go beyond that,
listen.
That is even beyond that.
Are you not listening to me?
Yes, we are subject.
I mean, every student of law knows that the constitution is supreme law.
Exactly.
So let's
even a layman.
So let's stop there. Let's stop there. And then analyze the whole thing.
Yeah.
So we all know that the constitution is supreme law.
Yeah.
It is the constitution that says that the Attorney General can give its powers or cede part of its powers to a different body.
Yes.
To work with.
Yes.
And I'm now telling you how the Attorney General actually ceded those bodies, those powers to a different body. And that is where I was talking about the act.
What is the problem?
And that came with the act. The act was not promulgated by somebody sitting somewhere.
Of course it can't.
Or was not promoted by Ministry of Roads.
Of course it can be.
The act was promoted by the Attorney General. So it means that the Attorney General is the one, without being coerced by anybody or by any other agency or whatever, decided that let me give some powers, some authority to this particular body to also do prosecution. That is where I talk about the LI 2374. So I mean, after years, somebody comes to say that, oh, media, I don't think so. Attorney General didn't get the authorization and all those things. And we are all following and saying, superiority of the constitution.
Saka, I'll come back to you. Alimatu, you seem to have a lot to say. I want you to make your point so that if there are any rebuttals, we just get it done. We have just all right, 20 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
My brother seemed to generalize the whole thing about the office of the special prosecutor. it is very important to put on record that it is not this government that sought to overlook the powers of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. It was individuals that the Special Prosecutor was prosecuting in court, and they asked that simple question, Ko Waranto, the powers that you have to prosecute, where is it emanating from? And they are not verbal. There must be evidence to show to the court that you have taken the source of power to prosecute, where you have taken it from. But that said and done, His Excellency the President, when the LI was laid before Parliament to repeal the Office of the Special Prosecutor, it was the President that intervened. And this time, even though it is individuals that have taken the Special Prosecutor to court on this main issue, the President himself again has come to say that the Office of the Special Prosecutor cannot be overlooked, cannot be repealed, and it must be strengthened to work. Now, the question of the Special Prosecutor having to go to the Attorney General to derive its mandate comes in here. You know, I asked one simple question. If you are deriving your mandate from the Attorney General and you were simply questioned by a court, where is your mandate emanating from? Just go and seek clearance. Why are you appealing?
Didn't they?
Why are you appealing? Please, when you were talking.
The sitting Attorney General, maybe you will not get anything.
Now,
No, but you can't preempt that.
I was here when he was talking. I was here when he was talking.
No, you weren't here.
I was here, so please allow me to make my point.
But if
The people,
miss the mark,
The
because then
people-
if you're preempting that because of the individual in the office, I cannot, go on my with my
Just a side way. Let's say
right.
Continue.
the
think we
people
should.
that set up the Office of the Special Prosecutor themselves did not have the interest of this country at heart. Because you know Article 88, and in Parliament, Honorable Harry Idrisu and the current Attorney General raised serious issues on the mandates of the Special Prosecutor. And they sought to state that let us not stand here and make a law that is against the Constitution, and before you realize that the people of this country will come after us. You started with Honorable Martin Hamidu. What happened to him?
he resigned.
He resigned, and he raised issues about serious resources to be able to carry out his mandate. How can you people, the ones that created that office, that put Harun Idrisu Martin Hamidu there, come today and raise an issue about whether the NDC is committed to this office or not? You yourself did not mean the best for this office when you created it, because you created the office to go after the NDC appointees, previous appointees, and to protect yourself. And you know why they did that? You know, was it last 2 weeks when the other lady was here? The last 2 weeks, and she was raising the issue that that office couldn't have been created without consulting Gabi Ocheredako and without consulting Kennedy Kenoforiata. And when she said that, I was asking her of what evidence she has. But you know what? If you create an office that has to go and seek mandate from the Attorney General, then right up initio, all of us are saying the same thing previously and saying the same thing now. What if it has to do with the government appointee? Yes, so you have to go and seek clearance. If the Attorney General is not interested in the matter, you will not have the powers to prosecute. So this is a challenge all of us have to deal with. And His Excellency the President is saying that the Office of the Special Prosecutor must be made to strengthen and be made to work. And further added that we need tribunals. We need fast-track high court. His commitment towards dealing with corruption has never been in doubt. And he has shown it on 2 times. When the LI was laid in Parliament to repeal the whole office, and then this time round, what more could the president do for his land? But as usual, you expect the opposition to come out and say something. They created that office. If they created that office without any challenge, then we wouldn't be here. You cannot create any office to prosecute in this country that is independent. They may be independent in their own operations. They may be independent in their own structure, but they cannot be independent of the Constitution. And what the Constitution says they should do is what they must do.
Why are they doing something outside
so in
the
this
Constitution?
case, what the president is calling for.
That's why I started by asking whether it's also an entrenched clause. What can be done? Is it that we're going to lay a bill in Parliament that will not be at variance with the Constitution or what? Because it's a thin line.
It already exists, so just to amend it.
No, I mean these people are just
No, because
the OSP, or the Office of the Special Prosecutor, it was set up by the NPP.
You see, me, I don't. That's not what I'm looking. I'm interested in what the
president of the day, of the party of the day,
is support of
but the fact is that there should be a clear decision between West and DG.
What are you saying by West and D? When the airline was played in Parliament, he called for them to withdraw it. It was withdrawn. By this, it's not West, it's by this. So what else you want?
As a president, you say something, then your followers are also doing something.
What are you saying?
It was through his intervention that the OSP was.
No, but it should not be. That should not be the case.
So he should have allowed it to be.
No, you see, that should not be the case. You're not getting the point I'm making. That should not be the case because it's as if the whole government is being run by some group of people who do wild things and are only being advised by the president. All the time is the president. All the time is the president that comes to
give us
sanitize
substantive scenarios. What you just said is like a metaphor. So
yeah, I mean, look, the chairman of the NDC political party is against the office of the special prosecutor, and they made it public.
Okay.
Foot soldiers.
The chairman is
Okay. Foot soldiers. Parliament, the majority leader in Parliament, Hassan Ayerga, Nelson Dafiamoko, who is the chairman of the Constitutional and Legal Committee chair in Parliament. All of them are against.
In terms of what?
Yes, and then they went for a private member bill to repeal the office and to even remove the current officer.
No, but for me, Saka, sorry. I'm dealing with somebody called Saka, sorry.
I've never heard that such a
name. He's chatting me, so he says something and that is But the most important thing, where I sit now, let's see what will come out of what the president has said. That's what I want to be optimistic, because this office must exist and it must work if we want to keep.
No, they want to remove the personality.
No. She's not even in support of the person.
No. As for me, the personality. Wait. I beg.
The problem with the NDC is that it's not the office that they don't like.
What is it?
Is that the fact that the current person was appointed by.
But the president is not even making reference to the person.
No, you see, I am telling you that is what is in their mind.
Well,
when they are talking about when the president is saying that he's strengthening the office has already been strengthened. There is nothing that anybody can do again to strengthen the office. So what the president means is that they will have to change the current one by bringing somebody they think is more competent.
That's what
that is what it means by you have to strengthen the office.
The work mandated to do. How has he done that work? You see, that is why people do not have issues with the office, but they have issues with the personality. We were in this country when monies were found in Cecilia Dape's home.
So that money was yours?
I'm coming.
Was it your money?
The monies were later returned to him, and what explanation did he give? And in 2025,
you see, if you talk this way, you are giving credence to what he's saying.
I'm coming.
When you're president of the Airbus one day, that one day you are not mentioning.
Okay, please go on. Alima.
You are not mentioning it.
I'm not giving credence to what he's doing, but he's overly generalizing that the whole government is against the office of the special prosecutor. That is why I am trying to explain to him that the special prosecutor, he's not any individual that is putting in any office. It's not any that special. He has been given a simple mandate to work, And when his work comes into question, Ghanaians are justified because he's paid with taxpayers' money. See, in 2005, the budget that was allocated to the special prosecutor was 6.7 million.
2005?
2025.
Yes. 2025. And how much was he able to recover? 306,000. So, is the office justified?
Is that how we measure?
I'm coming. So, no, I am trying to state the fact that his mandate being questioned had nothing to do with the government. But you want to go into the fact that individuals do not have support for him. Individuals in the party are against him. If individuals are against him, can we answer the question on he delivering on his mandate?
How do you mean
yes, so these are
by monetary terms?
Okay. So you want to put in 6-point-something million into an office that gives you that amount of money.
So it is not a profit-making venture.
It's not a profit-making venture. It is well known. But I've also given you example of Cecilia Dapai's issue.
What is Cecilia Dapai's issue? What is it?
Was he not in this country when Ken Ofori-Atta was leaving the country? And he said that he's Ankonam. He said that he's Ankonam.
His Ankonam.
He's been given a clear mandate. Nobody is above the law. Even the president says that he's not above the law. If your office comes into disrepute, we will question the person.
The president says he is not above the law. It's not like he has to stay established. But rule of law is what prevails, you know.
Yes.
Equality before the law, the supremacy of constitution and due process.
So if you say, you the one that said the office right, if you said the office right, then the office will be working. If you set the office right, the office will be working.
The most important thing is that we should make sure the office, not the personality,
exactly
works. Because we need to curb corruption in this country. And then it shouldn't be because this person was appointed by the previous government or not. Me, from day one, you know my position when it comes to Kisi Ejabeng. I say he's not concentrating on the work, but rather trying to court people to pronounce judgments against individuals that he was pursuing, which I see to be weird. Like my niece said, you went with the whole paparazzi to Madam Cecilia Dapai's house. I'm telling you, when that woman was subjected to that, after 2 weeks, when you see her, you recognize her. I said, what? You recognize her? I passed, she didn't even have to pull me. If she's 20, she has reduced to 5. I'm not saying she shouldn't be prosecuted or maybe investigated. But the way he went about things, and he gave the whole Ghana hope, isn't it? That he has found this amount of money. And at the end of the day, the money was returned. That he hasn't got the power, or is it what to do? Then in the first place, why did you start it? When you got that information, why didn't you refer the matter to the institution that has that powers? You didn't do that. So for me, one, he put the woman in a very tight corner. And then Ghanaians too were expecting something better from him, and we got 0. So as for his work, and then he went to do the Airbus. I don't know whether somebody to petition him this.
The Airbus, do you know what?
The Airbus.
Really have the resources to trace to investigate
and then just to say something.
And therefore, when he has reached, he has cleared the man Muhammad, the president.
So for me,
so when it has to do with against the special prosecutor, any other thing you are for him.
No.
I agree with you.
The issue is that Saka, let's be real.
Yeah.
There's corruption everywhere. If the president of the day, that some people or some think that he cannot fight corruption, yesterday or the day before yesterday, he has come out to say this. Let's hold him by what he said.
We have heard the talks are becoming.
Why are you not optimistic?
I mean, they talk no action.
I think optimism is what we should.
I'm sitting anything.
I think optimism is what we should resort to.
But the issue is that whether we like it or not, as we are not looking at, or we are looking at the personality of the office of the special prosecutor, maybe some of us too will look at the personality, who is the government chief prosecutor, the conduct. You understand? If maybe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama sees that this might not help his cause, I think something should be done. Because if you want to leave a legacy and you have an Attorney General that people are not very comfortable with the way he handles things, it is incumbent on the appointing authority to either sit him down or maybe replace him.
No, sack.
You see, because
he's happy about that.
I'm telling you, I know he's my brother. Right. He's my brother. I like him. But certain things, people too are not happy with the way he's filing nolli prosequi. He don't even visit the court to even look at the merit and demerit of the thing, and then that is what is possible.
But I don't think we can make judgment on that. Perhaps he took a look, and that is his. That is actually Please hear me.
You should have allowed me to finish.
Nolli prosequi. How is nolli prosequi illegal?
I said nobody's saying
it's not illegal.
Yes, that's his discretionary power as Attorney General.
OHEMAA, you didn't allow me to finish.
Yes. Haja, as we are sitting here,
OHEMAA, you didn't allow me to finish.
Please finish.
I'm saying, if it is perceived.
Yes. I think we should go into. Look, we then go into specific issues.
If it's perceived, who is perceived as maybe leaving only his party members, that is where the problem is. That is where I'm coming. You understand? So maybe if you also have some, oh, maybe this person stole a preco and then he has filed a distance. That is another issue.
Yeah.
You see, we want the sanity of the whole thing, because if you have a president who wants to leave a legacy, because people are accusing him that he cannot fight corruption, and he wants to fight corruption. He wants to leave a legacy that, or maybe the A, B, C, D has been able to be achieved under his system. We all remember him for that, isn't it? Who wants to leave a bad legacy? No, that's what I'm saying. I'm 100% in support of the president when he's talking about this office of the special prosecutor. And if it is Kisi Ejapin who is not performing, Saka, whether it was the Akufo-Addo administration who appointed him or not, if he's not performing, he can be sacked. He can be replaced. Because it is the governance is a process. It's not an event. It's not an event.
Yeah,
we want the betterment of this country.
Right. We can go on this conversation, but this one's coming through. Says OHEMAA, the criminalization of sex for job is long overdue, and that law I will support to the hilt. By the way, Afenyo Makin assaulted a police officer, but up till now nothing is heard about the prosecution. Do we have laws for the influential in society?
No, we have it.
And we do the downtrodden? OHEMAA Galamsey has worsened under Mahama, and it's critical. It's crystal clear. Mahama cannot fight Galamsey menace because NDC members are involved in it. I am really disappointed. Good morning, Charles Echampon Seshi in the Bebiania Achiaso, Bekwai municipality in the Western North region. Thank you very much for your message. This one's also coming through. Says, tell Saka he's among women. I want to laud Madam the CPP woman for her brilliant submission on the criminalization of sex for jobs. Politicians will be the first victims. Thank you. I'm Steve. Right, interesting message. This one says, good morning, OHEMAA and your panelists. Please, this is a serious issue, so kindly read all. The call by the organized labor for a living wage instead of a minimum wage is legitimate, because that is what has been enshrined in the 1992 Constitution. Governments don't take workers' salary issues serious, especially by the NDC under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. According to workers, the objective of the single spine is about equal educational level with equal pay across departments, for no one to have appetite for another department. They should stop this productivity issue, if the productivity is a measure, then teachers must be paid more than every worker, as pertains in other countries. Even in Togo, here, the person is from Togo. The productivity issue is what brought about the problem. That's why the policy failed. If the new one will be based on the productivity issue again, instead of educational levels, then they better forget it, because it will fail again. Because you can't compare productivity in all departments to know who's doing more than the other. Isaac, thank you so much for your messages. This has been the very thought-provoking, another vibrant conversations that we bring to you on the Good Morning Africa show. The newspaper review specifically. I am OHEMAA AGYEKUM. I want to say thank you to Saka Salia, to Alima too. Thank you so much for always coming, and to ACHIAA, our favorite ACHIAA. Halima too. You're not ACHIAA yet, right? No. Okay. All right.
Going this year.
We're looking forward to it.
No, she's going this year.
All right. So it's been amazing. See you same time. Have a good one.